All right, I think we are set. So it's time to begin the webinar. Hello and welcome everyone. In the 12th session of Study and Work in Japan. My name is Sakshi Roy, and I'm the assistant manager here with the University of Tokyo India office. So today we are presenting Study and Work in Japan session 12, hosted by the University of Tokyo India office and presented by our wonderful experts from world-renowned Japanese universities. So this program is sponsored by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. Before we start, let me give you a brief introduction to our project. So our office is a part of Study in Japan Global Network Project in Southwest Asia by MEXT. And our aim is to promote studying in Japan on behalf of all of the Japanese universities. So by means of all these webinars, our mission is to introduce Japanese universities to you and to assist you to study and work in Japan. All right. So without more ado, let me straight off to our agenda for today. Yeah. Today's session time is for 2 hours, and we are going to see presentation by Ms. Vaishnavi. She is a master's student at the University of Tokyo and also a sub-facilitator of this webinar. And after then, we'll see the presentation by representatives of 3 different Japanese universities, which are Kyushu University, the University of Tokyo Graduate School of Public Policy, and Hiroshima University. So each university will have a presentation time of 20 minutes. And after each presentation, we have a Q&A time of 5 minutes. So for attendees, you have the opportunity to submit your questions to today's presenter by typing your questions into the Q&A panel. You may send in your question at any time during the presentation. We'll collect these and address them during the Q&A session at the end of each presentation. So please be sure to use the Q&A feature to submit your queries. All right, so let's get started with our first presenter, Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur. So our presenter today is a postgraduate student at the University of Tokyo, and she'll give you a brief overview of her research work in Japan. So this is going to be very helpful for you. So I request all of you to please listen to her very carefully. Yeah. So Ms. Vaishnavi, I request you to please share your presentation with all of us.
Yes, thank you, Sakshi-san, for the introduction. So let me share my screen. Please give me a moment. Hello, everyone. So good evening, and thank you for joining us in today's webinar. So today I would like to share about my research life in Japan. So instead of going to completely the technical side of what I do, let me first start with why did I choose Japan and the unique and salient features of Japan, and then I will introduce my research work. So let's begin with a brief self-introduction. So I'm Vaishnavi Thakur. I have done my bachelor's in electrical and electronics engineering from India, and then I worked for a few years in the L&T Metro Rail Hyderabad, and then I came here as to pursue masters in the University of Tokyo from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Systems. So if there are any students from the electrical engineering, so this will give you a brief overview of the work we do in my lab, and also you can look at the website and my lab website if you are interested to pursue your higher studies here. So let's look at why did I choose Japan. So and why do I strongly believe that Japan is one of the best places for higher education? Because as you know, Japan is an island country in the East Asia. It is one of the most populated countries, and it is one of the most densely populated and urbanized countries in the world. And also life in Japan is very peaceful. So, and it is full of opportunities. We can see from the statistics that Osaka and Tokyo have been considered as the most livable cities and the best, and Tokyo is considered as the best student cities. Besides this, there are many universities which are renowned worldwide, and also it opens doors for many career opportunities. And Japan is full of rich culture, and traveling from one place to other place is also very easy. So, so these are some of the reasons why I chose Japan, and I understand that. I'm sorry. So I understand that moving to another country puts a lot of stress on students and parents especially. So let's look at some of the factors which we need to consider. While choosing a university abroad. So one of them is the public transportation. So how do we commute from our place to the university? We need not worry about the transportation here. It is the most, it has excellent connectivity and also one of the safest means of transportation. And when it comes to the different cuisines and the food options, we need not, there's a common misconception that it is difficult for vegetarians to survive here, which is not the case, because there are many vegetarian options which are available, and students can also explore different international cuisines. And I would say that you can even try many authentic cuisines from various countries as well. And the next point comes to the health insurance and the health expenses. So this parents must be more worried about this rather than children. So there's an excellent national health insurance system where almost 70% of the expenses are covered by the government of Japan, and the remaining 30% can be covered by the university through the health insurance policies. So we need not worry about the amount we spend to the hospitals, or what if my child falls sick. So we need not have any such concern when it comes to the health. So these are some of the salient features about the lifestyle in Japan. And let's look at the education system here. So the education in Japan is quite different when we compare to the education system in India. In India, we have to give many entrance exam at every level of the at every level, we need to give several entrance exams. For example, if students are looking for bachelor's, I'm sure you're giving exams like IIT, JEE, NEET, and so on. But here, the education in Japan, especially for the international students, it is mostly university centric and not so the universities are responsible to choose these students instead of the national level entrance exams. So there are universities in Japan are divided into three categories: national universities, public universities, and private universities. National universities are founded by the national government, and these are supported by the central government. And whereas public universities are supported by the local governments, and private universities by the private organization. All the universities are equally good. The only difference between them can be seen in the tuition fees and also the expenses. So this is about the type of universities in Japan. And when we look at the various programs, so another common misconception we have when it comes to studying in Japan is about the language. So do we have to know Japanese in order to study here? So I would say no, Japanese is not required at all, because there are many English courses which are offered in all of these universities. Like, for example, if we look the undergraduate program, which is for about 4 years, there are about 90 courses in 40 universities, and these are totally English based programs. And when we look at the graduate programs, the graduate program duration is about 1 to 2 years, and there are about 160 courses in 51 universities. And when we look at the doctoral programs, they are about 3 to 4 years, and there are many English courses in these programs as well. So when you join these courses, you need not have the Japanese language from beforehand itself. But even though, because since you are moving to a country where Japanese language is widely spoken, it is preferable that students learn Japanese so that it becomes convenient for their in their day-to-day life. So, but when it comes to the coursework, you can totally choose the English courses as well. So this is about the education, about the universities and education in Japan. Now let's look at the infrastructure. So Japan is well known for its infrastructure, and it not again specially mention about the infrastructure. It has world-class infrastructure, and almost all the universities are equipped with libraries, research labs, sports facilities, and university dorms. So now, because we are talking about infrastructure, let me introduce the research we do in my lab from now on, and also the various equipments we have. So here for the next few slides here will be mostly about the research in my lab. So I belong to Okada Laboratory, and we work on solar panels. So so the work we do is mostly about the crystal growth and device processing. So you know that we have solar panels which can be used on the for the terrestrial applications, that is on the earth, and we also have solar panels which are used in the space applications. So like currently the efficiency of solar panels which are used for terrestrial applications is very low when we compare to that of those solar panels which are used in this space. So in this space, the panels which we use have the efficiencies have gone above 50%, but still that is not implemented on the terrestrial surface. The main reason for that is because they're highly expensive. They're very expensive, and we cannot. It's not very feasible for the countries to adapt them in the for the terrestrial applications, because space applications like satellites and all have huge budget and funds from the national government, so they are able to invest so much in the high efficient solar panels. So my lab specifically does research on these on these solar cells in order to create this next generation high efficient solar cells. So what we do is we make films by doing material deposition. So like, what is material deposition? So many the the solar cells are made up of the semiconductor layers. So for that, the semiconductors with the highly efficient semiconductors which are used in space applications is 3,5 semiconductor materials. So using those materials, we do the material deposition into thin films. So there are many equipment which do that, and one of them is the molecular beam epitaxy system. And this molecular beam epitaxial system is this epitaxial growth is one way through which we can deposit these films. So such equipment we have around 3 for which serves different purposes. And after doing a material deposition, so here are the various steps which are involved in making a solar panel. So after doing the material deposition, the next step will be the device fabrication. So there are several equipment to make this device fabrication in the lab itself. And after device fabrication, now we have a solar cell sample. So how do we know that the solar cell sample is highly efficient? It's what is the efficiency of the solar cell? So is it working properly or not? How much? So what are its properties? We do not know. So in order to do that, we characterize the materials and also the device properties through various other equipment. So these are the basic steps which are involved in making a solar cell sample in the laboratory. So so this is the starting point of what we do. Now after this, now let's look at the work we are doing right now. So the main focus of our lab is to lower the cost. Like I have mentioned in the previous slide, the solar cells which are used are highly expensive, and so we are working on lowering the cost of these 3,5 semiconductor solar cells, and also improve the efficiency of the solar cells and achieve efficiencies higher than 30% for the terrestrial applications. And currently we are working on improving the efficiency of cell itself by improving the fabrication process. So in the previous slide, I have mentioned that device fabrication is also one of the steps. So by working on this and focusing on this, there is a possibility of improving the efficiency of the solar cell. So this is one of the research areas where we are focused on. And for this process there is a technique called epitaxial liftoff. So using this, we can also improve the efficiency of the solar cell, and also the cost of the solar cell also reduces. So currently the focus is currently the work is focused on this. And also the technology which is needed in order to produce these low cost modules is also attained through the device fabrication, like I mentioned before. So currently we are focusing on the device fabrication as well. And then in the end, through the characterization of materials, we will be able to see how well our solar cell sample is performing. So these are the various research topics, research areas where students are currently working on, and there are various different groups which are targeting each segment of this. So if you are a student looking in the electrical engineering background, and if you have an interest for the renewable energy or in the solar cells or in the physics of the solar cells, then I would highly recommend you to look at the lab website and see if your research interest matches with this. And when we look at this, so these are all the various equipment we have from where we can make the solar cell samples from scratch and analyze them. So so another area of the research is about the ultra high efficient quantum dot solar cells, and also the multi-junction solar cells, which currently we are aiming for efficiency of greater than 50%. Like this is the area on which I am working, so that I'm sorry. So this is the area on which I'm working, trying to improve the efficiency of solar cells above 50%. So these are all the various equipment which have their own purpose to for all the steps that is required. So so once you come into the lab and enter the lab, there are students, seniors, and also postdoc students and associate professors. Everyone is here to guide you in using this equipment and making sure that you use them safely without any hazards. So it is a very good environment. I would say it's a very good environment to come here and research. And lastly, so like after this, all these equipment are for making a solar cell sample from the scratch. So in order to characterize them and find out its properties find the properties of the solar cell, we have this various equipment. And this is just the infrastructure and the work which is being done in my lab. So there are many such labs, and even there are many such labs which are working on solar cells itself. So just imagine how much infrastructure we have and the work being done here. So you can suppose say you do not find an equipment, or you do not have an equipment, or you need some special equipment which have to be designed or manufactured, which have to be designed for your own purpose, then you can take it up with the professor, and everyone is so open here that they would bring that equipment just so that you can reach your research goal. And you can also coordinate with other labs, use their equipment, coordinate with other students, and for your research work, and have a very good research environment over here. So this is about the research work that is being done in my lab, and So next, let me look at so this is not just about work. So in the weekends, this is all about Monday to Friday thing. So in the weekends, when it comes, like finally mentioning about my personal life. So this is how my weekends in Japan are. There's a very strong Indian community over here. So you can frequently get in touch with them to celebrate festivals and whatnot. So after the weekdays hustle with all the research work, we can take out some time for ourselves to pursue various hobbies. So there is nothing we cannot do here, because every city and the area we live in has a sports center which has various indoor sports, outdoor sports, and you can indulge in any of the sports or the hobbies you like. So you're going to be in one of the most developed, organized, and happening countries, and everything is accessible to you just at your fingertips. So like when you come here, try to make use of that. And besides this, there are also many clubs and like I have mentioned, sports centers as well. And if you are a foodie, you are going to love the different types of cuisines which are available here. And I would say they're pretty authentic cuisines. So you can even indulge in having different types of foods. And as you know, when we talk about the scenic beauty of Japan, they say that almost 70% of the nature of Japan is as it is. So you can enjoy like starting from mountains to rivers to sunsets to everything to snowfall. So you can have a very good scenic life in Japan as well. So this is about my research life and my personal life, and I hope you are highly motivated to come and study over here. So what is the next step for you in order to come and study here? Let's look at how admissions for international students are in Japan. So when we look at this for the bachelor's program, when we look at the general admission process, so the usual admission process is to take the entrance exam and submit the SOPs and essays. So this is for the bachelor's program. And when we look at the graduate program, the first step would be to contact the professors and get an acceptance from the professor, and then you follow the usual university admission flow. So these are some of the general ways through which you can get admissions here. But besides this, there are many programs which offer admissions to international students in a very special way. For example, when you consider about University of Tokyo, especially in the engineering segment, there is something called IME program, and there is something called English-based program for the informatics. So there are many programs, such programs, which offer admissions to the international students. So just have a look at the website of the university you are interested in and follow each step in order to and just go with the flow, like just go with the admission flow. And then let's have a look at compare the universities in Japan to that of the Western countries. And I have chosen here especially Western countries because in India especially we see that many students move to US, Canada and when compared to that of the Eastern countries. And I believe that it is mainly because of the misconceptions. Like one of them is the Japanese language requirements, and so various other misconceptions, and also they're not aware of the wonderful opportunities here. So like Japan has opened its doors for international students and international people, and there are now several opportunities for international people. So I think it would be great if everyone can make use of them. So now let's have a look at the Western countries and Japan. So when we look at the tuition fees, we can see that the tuition fees in Japan is very low when we compare to that of the US, and for the public and private universities as well. And when we look at the living expenses, the living expenses are almost same in US and Japan. So but even the living expenses are same, I would say that there are many scholarships which we can get from the universities and the government. Like for example, the most popular MEX scholarship, which has like both university recommended scholarship and embassy recommended scholarship. I see that many students are worried that MEX embassy deadlines have passed. Even though MEX embassy recommended deadlines have passed, universities also recommend you for the MEX scholarship. So you can still target the MEX scholarship. There is JASO, there is JICA, and there are many other scholarships which are being offered by the universities themselves. And also there are many private organizations which offer the scholarships, including the local government also. So there are so many scholarships which are available, and students can make use of them to cover their living expenses here. So this is about the admissions for the international students. And let's look at what happens after we study and after we graduate. So what are the job opportunities we have here? So there are, when we briefly look at some statistics, like the unemployment rate in Japan is very low when we compare to that of the other G7 nations, which is around 2.4%, and the average salary a student gets once he graduates is around 4 million yen. So this is and the companies are like, there are many companies which are operating in Japan. For example, there are many international Japanese companies, like traditional Japanese companies like Sony, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, and so on. And there are also many other global companies. Almost many of the global companies have their operating centers and branches in Japan. So you can even target these global companies as well. Another significant advantage a student has by studying in Japan is getting the working visa. So when we look at the other Western countries, I'm sure you might have heard from your friends like how impossible it is to get a working visa. And once they get a visa, how they're not able to travel back to India just because they're not able to find slots, or they cannot go back again to continue their work. So it's like they are stuck up there. So when we compare to that, the visa process and the process of getting visa, or the process of converting a student visa to working visa, is very, very easy here. So we just have to submit a few documents from the companies to get to convert a student visa to working visa. And there are also many advantages for the high skilled professionals. So students and the professionals can make use of this easy visa process as well. So this is in brief about, I have started from why did I choose Japan, and then I have described about the infrastructure in universities in Japan, and then about my laboratory and my research work here. And finally, I'm ending with this. So I hope that the presentation has been, that you have taken some takeaways from this presentation. And please feel free to contact the University of Tokyo India office if you have any further questions. And this is the admission season currently, which is going on. Like many universities have opened their admission for the international students. So do look at the universities and compare all your options and consider like which countries suits you the best and according to your needs. So yeah, I hope I would see some of you in Japan very soon. Thank you for listening to the presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Vaishnavi, for such an amazing and detailed presentation. So I hope by listening to your experience, our attendees will get encouraged to study in Japan. So can you please share the agenda slide?
Yes, sure. 1 second.
Yes.
Can you see it? No?
Yes, we can. Yes, thank you. So now we will move forward to our next presentation by Kyushu University. So Kyudai is a Japanese national university and is a great world-class university with some of the most advanced facilities for science and technology engineering. So in order to meet the demand for outcomes of our education, research, social contribution, and international cooperation, Kyushu University has initiated a new reform to accomplish and develop world standard in advanced education and research. So also Kyushu is a very nice place to live in, and it's a rich in culture, clean, safe, and very well developed. So today we have Professor Tamra from Faculty of Engineering and Professor Bang from Faculty of Agriculture to share 20 minutes presentation about Kyushu University. So I request the professors to please proceed with their presentations.
Okay, thank you very much for very kind introductions. So today we are representing Kyushu University, but we are mainly going to introduce about international undergraduate programs. We have a lot of graduate programs in English, so but today our focus is only undergraduate. So to start with, let me play a very short video of our introductions. Okay.
It is said that every journey begins with a single step. Such a journey can be challenging to navigate, but we believe that through education and opportunity, one can learn to overcome such challenges and fulfill one's potential. We invite you to make that journey with the School of Engineering and School of Agriculture in the international undergraduate programs at Kyushu University, utilizing the unique education and research environment to become a future innovator.
Kyushu University is one of the Imperial College in Japan. So I know that it offers top classes and courses.
I was looking for a university that was close to my home country, and I found that Kyushu University was one of the prominent universities in Japan. So that's why I applied.
The first thing that I was drawn to by Kyushu University was the brand new Ippo campus.
This is a perfect opportunity for me, so I can achieve what I want to do, and that's why I applied to Kyushu University, and I'm really glad I did that.
When I was searching for different programs to apply when I was in my high school, I found a program, IUP program in Kyushu University, and I found that it is a perfect program for me to study in, so I decided to apply.
Okay, thank you. So from here, so first I'm going to talk about Kyushu University and also the School of Engineering. And after that, Dr. Bang will introduce about her program, Bioresource and Bioenvironment. Then at the end, I'm going to explain how to apply and also scholarship opportunities from our universities. Right. All right. So, so this is the current look of our university's Ito campus, which was completed the year 2022. So it's one of the most advanced and also newest and largest research facilities and also education facilities in Japan, I think, right? But having said that, our university is not new. Kyushu University was established as one of imperial colleges in 1911. It's the fourth oldest national university. So since from the beginning, a School of Engineering and a School of Agriculture have their program. And if you're interested in science, I think you will notice one person in the light pictures. Do you know? Yeah, okay, so Dr. Einstein visited some important universities in science in Japan. At the time, then Kyushu University, of course, was one of them. So he visited in 1920s, right? So this is current look. So here you can see that it's a very like new and like a large facilities, right? This is a very, this is actually library, and you see the headquarter building on the left, and this is called center zone, where like the first year and second year students of university all study here. Then left below is buildings for School of Engineering, and right below is School of Agriculture. Actually, this building of the School of Agriculture was the last building was completed on this campus. So it's very new. All right, so why study at the Kyushu University? So some students in the video already mentioned, so Kyushu University is part of National Seven University Group, which are like former imperial colleges. So that's still prestigious and remain the cream of the crops in research. And Kyushu University is one of Research University 11, RU11, and we are also part of top global universities. All right. So from here, in the School of Engineering and School of Agriculture, we have 5 English-based programs. Then I'm going to talk about the School of Engineering here. Okay. Okay, in the School of Engineering, we have 4 English-based programs: Applied Chemistry, Civil Engineering, Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, and Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Okay, then actually these are the 5 key reasons to choose IUP. Education by top professors and research with leading scientists. So all students in IUP or students in School of Engineering or School of Agriculture can choose their research topics, and they can be a member of research groups and conduct their own research. And all programs, courses will be provided in English, so you can study only in English, but you can also learn Japanese language after you enter our university. So right now, if you don't speak Japanese, don't worry. You can study Japanese after you came to Japan and in my university. And class is very small and interactive. For the School of Engineering, we will have about 20 in total. So 4 or 5 students for one course. So it's very small. And School of Agriculture, again, like they will have about 10 students. So it's very small. So if you imagine, if you study in India, in university, how many students will be studying in one course? So you can see that like how special this program is. And you can join the brightest mind from across the globe. The courses are very selective. So we have a lot of applicants from all over the world. They are very strong in science. And so you'll be inspired by like those like top students as a part of IUP students. Then at the end, I will talk, but we will have generous support available exclusively for IUP students, which includes MEC scholarship and also Kyushu University scholarship. All right, so it's 4 years bachelor's program. Then first 1 year and a half is called Kikan education. It's general education period. So during that time, students will take some science core subjects, for example, calculus, mechanics, basics of chemistry, biology, those subjects, and along with liberal arts subject, and also Japanese language. Then from the second semester of their second year, a student will move on to specialized education. Then they will start taking courses from their programs. And in the final year, all students will join the laboratory and conduct research, right? So let me just give you one example about electrical engineering and computer science, although we have like four engineering programs. So this is a list of the classes offered. For example, if you're studying electrical engineering and computer science, you can study circuit theory or electric energy and communication engineering, algorithm theory and computer system. Then there are actually three majors: computer engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, and electronic and communication engineering. Then as you continue to study, you can choose the courses from your majors. And so some example of the laboratories, popular laboratories, AI, and also robotics or computer science, right? So we have strong tie with industry, and there is an industrial area called Kitakyushu in Fukuoka, and some famous companies have headquarters in there. So you can be involved in the research opportunities and also internship. Right. So you may wonder what will happen after you graduate from Kyushu University School of Engineering. Don't worry. So far, like we have a very talented Indian students, and all students have really successful careers. Let me introduce two students. One is Purnima. She was actually the first student, first batch, and she graduated from applied chemistry program of my university. And she went to University of Oxford, and she studied in a master's program in pharmacology, and she also completed her PhD, and now she's working as a researcher in that university. So another student is Simi Asher. She graduated in 2000. She was a student of 2017, and after she graduated from my university, she went to Carnegie Mellon University in US, and she did the Masters of Robotics, and she's now working as robotic engineer at the National Robotic Engineering Center in the US. So you can see some more universities listed here, but Kyushu University is a research-oriented university. So almost all of the students will continue their study in master's program or even PhD, right? Oh, this is just one person from my university, Dr. Koichi Wakata. He's a very famous astronaut, and he was the first Asian commander of international space stations. Then he's actually on a 5th space flight this autumn. He's almost 60s, but he's still flying. So isn't it amazing? All right, so that's all from me. Then Ban-sensei, onegaishimasu.
Hi. Okay, from now, I'd like to introduce about the bioresource and bioenvironmental course. Okay, first of all, my name is Hyunjung Bang. I am an assistant professor, and I am a program coordinator at the School of Agriculture. Okay, yeah, I think already Tamura Sensei already explained about our courses. This international undergraduate program is 4-year degree program taught entirely in English. The first year is the, okay, sorry, just a moment. Okay, briefly already Tamura Sensei explained about our 4-year schedule, but I also just explained. Okay, the first year of this program is devoted to general education, like the former presentation. And as you progress through this program, you will learn more specialized topics and has a great chance to choose interesting ones. And your fourth year will be spent conducting research in a laboratory. You will write up the result of your research as a graduation thesis. And when you when you successfully present your thesis, you will graduate with the Bachelor of Science. One great thing about the School of Agriculture is that students aren't required to choose a major because all students are enrolled in the Department of Bioresource and Bioenvironmental Science. The department has 4 main areas of research for students to choose from courses that surveyed topics such as animal resources and forest products and applied bioscience, including the food science. And the final part is very wide topic, treating the agricultural resource and engineering and economics. As part of their final thesis, all students can choose from one of more than 60 laboratories. Okay, this shows the original matching system of a bioresource and bioenvironmental course. Through this system, students can explore interesting topics by themselves. Coursework is provided of these kind of subjects. The students can get an overview about bioresource and bioenvironment during their sophomore year. Then they have a chance to visit and participate in each laboratory where they are interested in during their junior year. They will choose only one laboratory out of the 3 they visited. By studying this topic, you get the opportunity to help solve some of our world's greatest crises, including food security, protecting the environment, and maintaining biodiversity. The courses cover all aspects of these subjects, providing students with a solid foundation in these sciences. Students will, of course, learn about many different and wide range topics, but fundamental and applied sciences will be a core focus on the program. The research done here at Kyushu University by the School of Bioresource and Bioenvironment aims to develop sustainable food production method and to promote the sustainable use of natural products and resources. Here at Kyushu University, we are very aware that the scientists who are beginning their training now will be needed to meet these challenges leading up to the UN's target date of 2050 for the world nations to be living in harmony with nature. Today, in this presentation, I'd like to emphasize 2 main things. Some of the students will have an opportunity to spend their 3rd year studying abroad at Northern Arizona University in the USA. The students who participate in this program only will receive a degree in agriculture from the Kyushu University, as well as in biology from the Northern Arizona University. The second thing is I'd like you to know in that we have 3 original webinars that provided you with more information about studying bioresource and bioenvironment at Kyushu University. Please take note the schedule on this slide for your information. Okay, these webinars have 3 different topics, including the general information about bioresource and bioenvironment and a mock lecture to learn what it's like to be in Kyushu University classroom, and a special session with the admission teams. In particular, we have 6 mock lectures scheduled between July to December, which are terrific opportunity for high school students to experience a lecture at a national university. So in October, we have already begun these 3 different webinars for high school students all worldwide. Yesterday, we had a general information webinar, but next Saturday, we will have a mock lecture 22nd, 3 p.m. in Japan time. The topic is insect science, especially sanitary entomology. Okay, finally, we will have a special admission session on the Saturday, 29th, 3 p.m. in Japan time. So please register in advance the URL or the Facebook and Instagram. We will announce each event via the both way. Okay. Just briefly explain about our students also have over members going through the graduate school and half members remain at Kyushu University. And our second generation graduate members already be a faculty member of our university. And yeah, in additionally, I was also the international students in Kyushu University. And now I'm working as a faculty member at the Kyushu University. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the time participating in this session. And for more information about bioresource and bioenvironment, don't hesitate to contact us via Instagram, Facebook, and please access our email address. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Tamura and Professor Hyunjun Ban for your presentations. They're very insightful, and I'm sure they're very useful for the students as well. And I have already seen that the university links have been posted in the chat box, so please have a look at them. Let's look into the Q&A portal and try to answer a few questions. So there's a student who wants to know if computer science students can go to Japan. So how good is the computer science program in the Kyushu University?
It's one of the most popular courses, actually. So how good? I don't know how I can explain, but then there are a lot of research areas that you can take a look. So it depending on which.
So usually universities here have like many, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, they have incubation centers and also internships with other organizations as well. So it is very highly recommended for computer science students to attend universities here. And there's a student who wants to know the application procedure to Kyushu University, specifically about how to get my details and required documents to the university. So is there an online option or it has to be sent by mail?
So first, please register online. Then after that, please send by email, by mails. So yeah, application period will start in January, and you can find application instruction on the website already. I have shared the link in the chat box.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much. So the student also wants to know a request to the university to get them back. So once the documents are submitted to the university, can they get them back? No, right? So usually once you submit the documents to the university, you do not get them back. So please ensure of that.
Yes, but yeah, I think so. But please contact the admission office if you want some documents back. So you might be able to get it back, or so I cannot answer now. I'm very sorry.
Yes, thank you. Also, can you Mixed is a fully funded scholarship program. So are there any such scholarships from the Kyushu University other than Mixed?
There are actually 3 important points. So Kyushu University is national university, so tuition fee is low, but we have like a 50% waivers for the first year student, only for the students in IUP. So this is annual tuition fee usually, but students in a program are now getting 50% waiver for the first year. So this is the amount for first year. And another opportunity is MEC scholarship. So Kyushu University is selected by Japanese government. So we can select the candidate from the applicants for IUP program. Then it's full scholarship. So you don't have to pay anything to our university. And this is annual tuition fee, annual monthly allowance that you can receive. Even if you have not been selected by this, Kyushu University has special scholarship for IUP student, and it's 60,000 yen per month. And it's for 1 year, but if you study hard, you can continue to keep receiving this.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Professor, for the information. And I think the next question is to Professor Hyungjun Bang. So, is there any paid PhD or paid internship program in horticulture available in Kyushu University?
Oh yeah, as you know, we also having the master course and doctoral course having entirely in English course. We already having, and you can contact each. First steps, you need to contact the professors and get some permission. After that, you can go to the admission process. But unfortunately, we don't have any internship program or summer program. Actually, if you want to join that kind of activity, you need to contact firstly the professors directly.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Professor. Also, there's a student who has done his master's from economics. Now he's looking for a PhD program in the field of agriculture economics. So, would you suggest him any such lab or any such recommendation from Kyushu University?
Oh yes, Kyushu University having 6 laboratory about the economics, agricultural economics field, and that's why I think you can find in many professor's name already. And they having many international students already, the master course and doctoral course, both courses. And I think first of all, please contact the professors and what is your interesting point, and also why you joined these laboratories. You need to aggressively appeal to them via email firstly. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Professor. And also, a student wants to know what is the total cost for the graduate program in the Kyushu University, like including the tuition fees and living expenses. How much would it cost?
It's almost the same, I think. That we, as Tamura-sensei already mentioned, but our school is national university. That's why our tuition fee is the same. Actually, the undergraduate, graduate level is the same things, but waivers or the absolutely different. But a student can asking and finding the way to exemptions by yourself, not officially offered. Anyway, but the tuition fees, the living costs are almost the same.
Okay, thank you. So so is it compulsory to submit a language proof certificate? Like, do we have to submit any TOEFL or IELTS during the admission?
So if you studied only in English for more than 4 years, you can ask your school to issue the certificate of medium of instruction in English. Then you don't have to take a TOEFL or IELTS.
Yeah, but if you want to join the Japanese program, I think you need to taking the certificate proficient about the Japanese level. But we only focus on the international program, in English program, right?
Yes, that's right. So usually Japanese is not required at all, but in case it is for English, for Japanese language proficiency is not required. For TOEFL IELTS, you can have an exception. Yes. Thank you, Professor, for answering the questions. There are so many questions today. The participation is quite high when we compare to the previous sessions. Mainly, I think it is because of that we have 3 national universities presenting today. And thank you very much for your assistance. We are not able to take up all the questions. I apologize to the students, but in case you have time, I request the Kyushu University representatives to take up the questions.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Bye. So let me share the agenda slide again. So we are done with the Kyushu University now, and we have the next presentation is from the University of Tokyo. So the University of Tokyo I'm not specially mention about University of Tokyo because it is one of the top universities of Japan, and the research being carried out here is outstanding. And when we look at the Nobel laureates or the number of prime ministers, so it is it's not just from the University of Tokyo, even from the other national universities, we can find similar statistics. But University of Tokyo ranks high among them. And from the University of Tokyo today, we have Professor Toshiro Nishizawa, who is working as a professor at the Graduate School of Public Policy. And we have the representatives of the university, Nobue Nachi-san and Sachiko Suzuki-san, to assist with the questions. And we also have Riddhi Soni, who is a student at the Graduate School of Public Policy, to give a brief overview about her experience in Japan. So I would like to request Professor to take over now. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This part of the program is brought to you by the University of Tokyo's Graduate School of Public Policy. And my name is Nobue Nachi, staff member at GRASP. And the first part, the Professor Toshiro Nishizawa will give you an overview of the graduate school, and it's not, the whole university, but our graduate school of public policy and its Master of Public Policy international program. And the next part, we will show you a very short digest video of faculty's interview, and the second part will be alumni testimonial by Riddhi Soni, who has just graduated our school. So Professor Nishizawa, are you ready?
Yes, thank you very much, Nobue-san. Can you see my slide? Okay, welcome. I am so impressed to have 150, 60, 70 people participating. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Toshiro Nishizawa, professor at Graduate School of Public Policy, the University of Tokyo. I'm responsible for international affairs. So let me give you an overview of our Master of Public Policy International Program. This is a second two-year master's program in the field of public policy. Okay. We call our program MPPIP, Master of Public Policy International Program. And the program helps students to build a foundation of professional knowledge and also practical skills necessary for successful careers as public policy professionals. Not only government sector, but the private sector. Also, our alumni work in the private sector as well. So our program has three unique features: multidisciplinarity, practical orientation, and student diversity and global networks. Let me explain to you one by one. Multidisciplinarity. Why? Well, the reason behind is good and successful and effective public policy design and implementation require knowledge in law, political sciences, and economics. This is the reason behind why we have three pillars behind our program. Our curriculum is designed having three pillars as a basis. First, multidisciplinarity. We offer courses in three disciplines. Basic economics. Well, some of you might be knowledgeable, like economics. So these are basics: microeconomics, macroeconomics, and statistical methods or econometrics. These are basic economics, not very advanced one. We want to have all the students have some basic knowledge on economics. Law and political sciences, these are also very basics. Law and public policy, politics and public policy. And the advantage the student can enjoy is that student can take specialized courses offered by other graduate schools of the University of Tokyo. University of Tokyo has many graduate schools or research institutes, and some of them offer courses in English. Or if you speak Japanese, of course, you can take courses offered in Japanese. But you can take courses offered by other graduate schools. So it will expand the scope of the courses you can take. Practical orientation. Yeah, first, we want students to learn basics in law, political sciences, and economics, and then move to applied topics. And students are required to take some case study courses. And also we offer practical training courses. So this structure or the curriculum based on these steps represent our policy to offer practical training, or practical orientation of a curriculum is reflected in this course structure. Examples of elective courses on applied topics: big tech and competition law. How has competition dealt with GAFA? A very current topic. New dimension of security in risk age. Also, this is quite important issue in the current global environment. Strategic communication and international politics. Space development and public policy. This is very new area. Health policy and governance. Resilience engineering. We offer some elective courses covering engineering or science technology field. Examples of case studies and practical training courses. Well, those who want to come to Japan and study might be interested in Japan. So one of the case study covers Japanese foreign economic policy. And the case study public-private partnerships, especially in infrastructure development or public service provision. Public-private partnerships are important subjects. So actually I offer this course, this case study. Case study social design and management. Introductions to cybersecurity policy. These are new area. And practical training courses, for example, introduction to academic writing and presentation and discussion, which will help you strengthen your communication skills. Another advantage student can enjoy is that current and former policy practitioners sharing their professional knowledge and experience in some of the courses. For example, evolution of global economic policies. This course is offered by former Vice Minister of Finance and former President of Asian Development Bank. Global financial regulation, public policy and energy. These courses are offered by either current or former policy practitioners. Student diversity and global networks. Graduate School of Public Policy, our school is quite unique in the sense that the gender, female, male, half and half, and international students, Japanese students, half and half. So quite unique. University of Tokyo, perhaps female student ratio is 20%, but our school, the ratio is quite high. International students as well. And we have had students from 65 countries so far. So really diverse and global. Campus life. Our school is located in main campus called Hongo, and located in central Tokyo with government and business cultural districts within easy reach. Perhaps by taking metro, you can just can visit government district or business district or entertainment places within 20 minutes. A diverse international student body on a cosmopolitan campus. And students have access to a variety of facilities, library resources. We have nice student lounge, study rooms, computer rooms, meeting rooms. The photo behind this, you see now is the red gate as one of the symbols of University of Tokyo. And in autumn, we have these ginkgo trees everywhere become yellow. Sorry, this. Okay. Well, you can see many faces. I think there are 3 students from India, 1 from Bangladesh, and many other countries, Indonesia, Brazil, Italy, Georgia, where else? Thailand, China. So this shows how diverse our school is. And if you're interested to know that our people, please see this link, Grassroots Voice. There are essays written by students, professors, and alumni. And for inquiry, please send email to the address shown below. So this is my quick overview. And next, you'll see the video showing our professors, 2 professors in economics field and public administration. Please enjoy the video, and I'll be back later. Thank you.
Konnichiwa, I am Gladys Odar, a graduate student from the Philippines. I'm thrilled to be interviewing Professor Constantine Kocharavi. So I'll turn you over to Professor Kocharavi to talk about himself and a bit about his work at the Graduate School of Public Policy.
Thank you, Gladys. Yes, my name is Constantine Kocharavi. I am an economist. I got my PhD in economics from the Pennsylvania State University in 2015. That year, I joined the University of Tokyo. First, it was the Graduate School of Economics, and in 2018, I joined GRASP, so it's been 4 years. I do research in international trade, and at GRASP,
Sorry about this. This is some technical problem. Maybe we'll try that again.
Oh, yes, Suzuki-san, no problem.
Okay.
Or till then, I think maybe if Riddhi Soni would like, okay, yeah, I think they're sharing. I think it is because of the low internet network,
Yeah,
but it's okay,
maybe.
Suzuki-san. We have a live student, Miss Riddhi Soni, here to share her experience. So I think that is better than even the video. So it's totally fine. Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay, so then we're sorry about that. And maybe let's move on to the testimonial. So Riddhi, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, over to you.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone. I'm Riddhi Soni and I'm from New Delhi, India. And I will be providing a brief overview of my journey in CRASP and in Japan as a master's student. My testimonial is essentially Professor Nishizawa has already explained. So I pursued my master's in public policy, the international program from CRASP, with a major in economic policy, finance and development, which is a 2-year program offered entirely in English. I had about 35 to 40 classmates. However, I got the opportunity to meet many more exceptional students from different years and different schools of the university. Like the professor mentioned, that there's like a lot of opportunities for us to meet and interact with students from different schools and different programs. Other than that, GRASP offers a plethora of courses which are essential and sufficient to prepare you for a future in public service. The intersection of some theoretical and some practical courses which are offered by the school provides an opportunity to learn and experiment with your ideas of better public policies. There are even some case study classes, like Professor mentioned, which let you pick a field of your interest and devise ways to problem solve some of the most pressing issues of our societies today. For me personally, since I'm interested in data, I had many courses to opt for, which helped me understand how data can be used to analyze and effectively deliver public policies. With the advent of COVID-19, our school, like most other universities, adopted an online teaching structure. However, despite most of us being away in our home countries, CRASP offered plenty of opportunities to interact with our professors and classmates outside classes. Later, I was fortunate enough to arrive in Japan and attend a few classes and activities on campus. Lastly, I think something a lot of people are worried about are the high costs of living in Japan as compared to most other countries. So while the costs are high, the school provides plenty of scholarships and financial aids to students to cope up with the costs. So I don't think anyone needs to worry about it being a financial burden. Since it's a national university, the fees is significantly lower. Plus, there are multiple aids provided by the schools. And I've had the opportunity of meeting some of the most amazing and brilliant people during my journey at CRASP. And I'm positive that everyone who gets admitted to the school will share my opinion. I would be happy to answer questions that you have. I think there was one question. Is it okay that I answer one question right now?
Oh, yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So I think this was a question by someone who wanted to know that whether the University of Tokyo has flexible lecture slots. So there are a bunch of courses which are compulsory to opt for. So there are like a list of courses which are very basic in nature. So even if you don't have a background in economics, that's all right, or public policy. So you have to opt for those courses in a span of 2 years. So you can select which semester you want to opt for those courses. Apart from that, there are a bunch of courses which are required to complete your required credit requirements. And you can also, there's like a huge list of those courses as well. So you can opt from those courses, and you can have a timetable which suits you. You can select the classes early in the morning or later in the evening based on your interests. And yeah, there are like a lot of courses to choose one, including some practical courses, some case studies, like Professor Nishizawa mentioned. And for example, my major was in economic policy. There is also another major for international relations. So if that is where your interest lies, you will get more opportunities and more options to choose for those courses. Thank you.
Thank you, Riddhi. So as we tried to do the video, but we couldn't. So I'd like to answer some question about scholarship. And Riddhi, you are on the scholarship, right? You were.
Sorry, yes, I was a University of Tokyo fellow. So I had the University of Tokyo fellowship.
Okay, okay. And also the University of Tokyo has the University of Tokyo Fellow Scholarship, and Graduate School Public Policy has some other scholarship like mixed PGP. It's not the university recommendation, but it's a kind of program, prioritized for ASEAN and Southeast Asian countries. Also, we have scholarship from IMF and World Bank, as well as Asian Development Bank. So if you want to see more about our program, we just Sachiko has shared the our URL for our MPPIP program. So please see that. Okay, yeah, and if you have any question, please send your question to our graduate school office, and the Sachiko will shortly share the email address as well. Okay, so thank you, and it's all for us. Back to you. Thank you, Riddhi.
Yes. Thank you, Nobu and Achi-san. Thank you, Professor, and also Suzuki-san for assisting us. Would you like to take a few questions, or in case you are in a hurry, you would like to leave, that's totally fine.
Yeah, if there are any a question specifically to us, maybe we can answer.
So maybe Riddhi can answer this. So does the university usually focus on group-based project or solo project? So from your experience, what did you find?
So there are classes where you can have group-based projects or solo projects based on how many people have opted for that course. So also there's also a lot of since I attended my classes in an online structure, I always liked the opportunity of having more people in my group. So even for the classes which didn't require groups, for example, I had opted for the econometrics course. We used to make student groups of like 5 people where we could discuss answers and assignments, and we all would get together to study. So based on how you prefer to study is how you can decide whether you want to do solo classes or group presentations for classes. But yes, you will have the opportunity of having both of them. So yeah, so I think that based on your choices, you can choose which ones.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering that, Riddhi. And maybe we'll take one last question for the University of Tokyo. If professor is available, anyone from the University of Tokyo. So a student wants to know how what are the placement opportunities after a student passes from the from the Graduate School of Public Policy. So what are the where can he be placed? Like what are the job opportunities for him? Sorry, Professor, I couldn't hear you earlier.
Oh, really? Do you have anything to say, or?
I think so. For me, I had a short time in Japan, so I couldn't apply for a lot of opportunities for jobs after my course. But a lot of my friends worked with ADBI, for example, for internships during their programs. They also worked with a lot of professors recommended some good opportunities for internships during the programs. And a lot of my friends are also working in Japan right now with some international organizations, with some corporates. And yeah, so if you want to work in Japan after the course, so Japan does have a lot of opportunities for you, and the course will obviously open it's basically one of the best universities in the world. So obviously it will not be a problem to find a job after the course.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, just to add, yes, some students work at consulting firm or startups, and actually now there's a alumni student day ongoing, and they're discussing job hunting, job opportunities. Some people have been struggling, but ended up with very interesting positions. So there's opportunity. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Professor. Thank you for all the wonderful presentation, and also for giving us a student experience of Ms. Riddhi. It's very, I'm sure students might have definitely been benefited from this. So thank you again, because very rarely we get such professors or the presentations from such schools. So it was very insightful. Thank you for joining us today. So we can proceed with the next university now. So next we have Hiroshima University. Hiroshima University is one of the 12 national universities of Japan. It has truly transformed itself into a research university that is counted among the world's best. The university's research activities and its research achievements are disseminated on a global scale. So to provide more details about the university and the admission process, we have Professor Wataru Nomura, a professor at the Graduate School of Biomedical and Health Sciences, to guide you through the admission process. Over to you, Professor.
Okay, thank you for your introduction. Okay, now I share my PowerPoint. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Welcome to the presentation by Hiroshima University. I'd like to begin this session by thanking you all for coming to listen to our presentation. My name is Wataru Nomura, professor at the Graduate School of Biomedical and Health Sciences. And in the first section, I will give an overview of Hiroshima University. Hiroshima is a symbolic city located here, a city of peace and history, located in the middle called the Chugok region Japan. It's home to 2 World Heritage Sites, Hiroshima Peace Memorial and Itsukushima Shinto Shrine. Since large-scale disasters are relatively few and living costs can be kept lower than in the big cities, university students in Hiroshima can concentrate on their studies with peace of mind. Hiroshima University was established in 1949, 4 years after the atomic bombing. Since then, it has always upheld its philosophy as the university pursuing peace. Hiroshima University is one of the largest comprehensive research universities in Japan. Our mission is to contribute to the well-being of humankind by realizing a free and peaceful society. Today, Hiroshima University is making steady progress as a global university, taking on worldwide challenges and strengthening its global educational network by signing international exchange agreements with universities around the world and opening overseas based in the strategic locations. And here's the international exchange of the university. As of May 2022, there are 1,600 students from 84 countries or regions. We have various international exchange programs. So you can study at Hiroshima University for a short period of time. In addition, you will have opportunities to interact with students from top universities. So I'd like to introduce the global initiative at Hiroshima University. We established a global initiative in August this year with the Arizona State University, Sandrabad School of Global Management. And in this program, students study at Hiroshima University for the first 2 years and at Arizona State University for the remaining 2 years. On completion of the program, students are awarded a bachelor's degree from ASU. Next, I'd like to provide information on the ranking of Hiroshima University and other relevant information. Times Higher Education named Hiroshima University as one of the nation's 10 best universities for the second consecutive year in its Japan University rankings in 2022. In Times Higher Education's Impact Rankings, which evaluates social contribution capabilities within the framework of the SDGs, Hiroshima University ranks third among Japanese universities with several other universities. And also, Times Higher Education announced the shortlist for THE Awards Asia 2022, placing Hiroshima University. It's the only nominee in Japan among the 8 finalists for the International Strategy of the Year category. In terms of education and research, Hiroshima University was selected as one of the 13 universities for the top global university project in 2014. We have 12 undergraduate schools. Each of the schools has English-based programs. Please note, however, that while these are English-based programs, they are not 100% English program. Applicants to these schools are required to be fluent in both Japanese and English. And these are science programs. Next, I'd like to introduce the School of Integrated Arts and Science, which provides English language programs for undergraduate students. You can study culture and tourism, peace and communication, or environment and society. And we have 4 graduate schools. A wide range of fields of study are offered in English. These are examples of fields you can study in Hiroshima University. And Hiroshima University is consisting of 3 campuses. The Higashi Hiroshima campus is the main and largest campus of the university. It's one of the largest campuses in Japan. And the Kasumi campus is the center for medical schools, which provides state-of-the-art medical care education, research, and clinical information. And we have a university hospital in this campus. And Higashi Senda campus is home to the law school and the Center for Peace. And the campus relocation of School of Law and Law and Politics program is planned next year. I hope you have come to understand our university's values in terms of education and what we have been doing for our students. And now we move to the expenses and scholarships. And here it's calculated $1 as the 120 Japanese yen. And it cost approximately $7,000, including tuition and other fees for the first year. From the second year, about 4,500 for tuition. It's about less than $400 a month. Our university tuition is lower than that of other private universities in Japan. And to help students with financial difficulties, Hiroshima University has financial aid programs. Students can apply for enrollment fee exemption deferment. However, please note that only a small number of students are granted an enrollment fee exemption. And students may apply for a tuition waiver program. If application is successful, half or full tuition will be waived. And another advantage to study in Hiroshima is its lower cost compared to other cities, other big cities. The cost of living in the area is lower than the national average, as shown here. And to cover the tuitions, there are 3 types of scholarship programs that many international students apply for. one of which is the scholarship offered by the Japanese government. At Hiroshima University, 14% of the international students receive this scholarship, which amounts to approximately $1,200 per month. This scholarship requires a preliminary examination and some paperwork, so please visit the website of the Embassy of Japan in your country and the website of MEXT, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. And other than the MEXT scholarships, about 230 international students earn scholarships funded by international organizations, local governments in Japan. The duration of such scholarships amounts vary. And in addition, Hiroshima University has its own scholarship programs as well. For example, we provide tuition waiver programs for students who have achieved excellent grades. We hope that this information on tuition, living expenses, and various scholarship programs will help you consider studying at Hiroshima University. And next we move to admissions program. And Hiroshima University started an online application system several years ago. As of today, most faculty and graduate school programs use this online application process. This is an example of the application process. At first, please gather information on graduate schools. From this year, the university has launched a new admission system called IAO system. After you have chosen a supervisor and a program you wish to enroll in, please register your information. After registering your information, the IAO system will send you a notification with the contact availability of your preferred supervisor, and you can start direct communication with them. When you receive notification of the application's acceptance from the International Admission Office, you can apply online for the exams. And let me show how you can gather the necessary information. You can search for the supervisor using the researcher directory. Once you have chosen a graduate school, you can check the admission information on the graduate school's website. And many international students first enroll at Hiroshima University as a research student to prepare for the graduate school entrance exams. Here is the flowchart showing an example of entering Hiroshima University as a graduate student. Now we move to support system for international students. When you enter Hiroshima University, you need to complete a lot of procedures. For international students who have just arrived, Hiroshima University provides peer student supporters to give peer-to-peer extracurricular assistance. The supporters offer residential life support and university life support, such as checking in at accommodation, course registration support, and so on. Our supporter system is designed to help international students who have just arrived in Japan. And Hiroshima University provides various types of support to international students so that they can study at ease. I will explain about this later. And Hiroshima University focuses on providing support for students who want to work in Japan. With faculty and advisors who have worked in the areas of human resources, recruitment, education, and overseas operation of private businesses, the Global Career Center provides comprehensive support for career design and job hunting for all students and young researchers in cooperation with universities, graduate and graduate schools, undergraduate and graduate schools. And each student is supervised by several academic faculty members. The tutors provide support for overall student life, including studies and daily programs from entrance to graduation. And this counseling room for students is operated by students who have received training from professional counselors. And the center, this is the Accessibility Center. This center assists students with disabilities in the pursuit of their studies and advise on accessibility. And for students who want to improve their Japanese skills, we have the Morito Institute of Global Higher Education. The institute offers Japanese language courses to enrolled international students. They can choose the course level depending on their present language ability. And also, healthcare professionals provide physical and mental health counseling services, medical checkups, and first aid. Okay, and in the final chapter, let's take a look at the pictures of international student life in Hiroshima. Hiroshima University operates 3 dormitories for its students. However, accommodation is limited, and over half of our international students live in private apartments. University offers various types of dormitories to students. Some housing options are furnished. Please be careful that some housing provided by the university may have a fixed duration. This is the picture of the newest dormitory, Mirai Kuri. Regarding private housing, most rooms in Higashi Hiroshima include a kitchen, bath, and bathroom. In Hiroshima City, completely unfurnished rooms and rooms with a kitchen, bath, and bathrooms are available. And about commuting, a lot of students live near the campuses. The most popular way of commuting is by bicycle. It makes it easy to go to downtown Higashi Hiroshima or Hiroshima City. There are some bus stops around the campuses, and some international students commute by bus. There are some cafeterias, coffee shops on campus. You can enjoy a variety of foods from Japanese-style meal to sandwiches, noodles, curry, etc. And there are some supermarkets and attractions near the university. And of course, you will be able to enjoy sightseeing by yourself or with your friends. And Hiroshima International Center issues a discount card for cultural facility in Hiroshima Prefecture to international students in Hiroshima. And a lot of international students enjoy the international exchange events on and off campus. Okay, thank you for listening. We hope this presentation will spark your interest in studying at Hiroshima University and living in Hiroshima. Please contact our support offices for further information. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor, for your presentation. It was very detailed, and we can take up a few questions quickly from the chat box. So a student wants to know if he's applying for the Hiroshima University, which part of his profile will be given more importance, his academics, work experience, or extracurricular activities?
Actually, I'm not so familiar with the detailed, it depends on the programs or graduate school. So
yes.
The university office will answer the question in the chat boxes. So
Okay. Yes. That's totally fine, Professor. Yes, we have the from the Hiroshima University today. We have a professor from the biomedical sciences and from the Graduate School of Biomedical and Health Sciences. So if you have any questions regarding this department or this stream, please shoot them in the Q&A portal. And another question, a student wants to know the prospects for pursuing MBBS or PG in medicine in Japan. So are there any restrictions for an Indian student to become a doctor in Japan?
That also, it's difficult to answer from me.
Yes.
The office person will answer to these questions.
Okay, sure, no problem, Professor. So thank you so much for joining us in today's presentation. We have almost reached the end. I mean, we are just on time, so we can conclude our presentation here. And this brings us to the end of today's webinar. So it was a very lengthy, but it was a very diverse session with covering many graduate programs in different streams, and also the 3 universities are the national universities. I'm sure the students have found it very insightful. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to various universities you are interested in. And universities are more than welcome, and they're very open to answering the questions. And also for more information on universities and the upcoming webinars from the University of Tokyo India office, please scan the QR code, which I'll share in a few minutes. And with this, I conclude today's webinar. I thank all the panelists for taking your time and joining us today. Thank you very much. And I also thank the participants for being with us today in the evening. Thank you once again, and I'll share this screen for the I'll share the QR code so that you can register for the upcoming webinars as well. So with this, I would conclude the presentation. Thank you everyone for joining.